When things really start to go wrong in my life, my immediate reaction is to assume that I must have done something wrong. That if something doesn't work out, it must mean that I failed. That if something doesn't pan out, it must mean that God is punishing me or he's taking it away from me or that he just wasn't in it in the first place. And that's especially confusing because a lot of times these things that don't really work out are things that I thought the Lord was telling me to do. I thought there was something I was supposed to do, that I thought there was something He was calling me to do. And so I jumped in and I wasn't being careless. I wasn't being passive. I was trying to be faithful. And then once I got into it, everything imaginable just totally went wrong and none of it worked out. Everything fell apart. But the reality is that failure does not equal punishment. Loss does not equal punishment. Sometimes when things don't work out, it's God pruning our lives, not punishing us. Punishment is about getting rid of what came before. Pruning is about protecting what the Lord is preparing us to do next. And so, sometimes what needs to be pruned is a relationship that we really wanted to work, or a job that we really loved, or a direction we really thought the Lord wanted us to take. And losing those things is painful, but it doesn't mean that they were meaningless, and it doesn't mean that our effort was wasted. It means that they weren't going to bear the good, life giving fruit that God wants for us. And that's not really a very satisfying way to look at things because, pruning is hard because we really want explanations. We want answers. We want a really clean story. We want to know why this versus that, why this is what's going to happen rather than that, why we have to live this life rather than that life. And so often what we get from the Lord is not answers, it's an invitation to trust Him and come along for the ride, which resolves absolutely none of the grief when things don't go our way. It makes absolutely nothing easier. And yet, what it does mean is that we can trust that He's not abandoning us when things fall apart, and that all of the energy and attention and time that we poured into this past year of our life was not wasted. We can throw ourselves into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, knowing that the Lord is going to cull every branch off of the tree of our lives that is not going to bear good, life giving fruit for us. He's going to prune everything that is going to curse us instead of bless.